What's up YouTube, Demi here with the comprehensive guide to endgame MF Windripper, including all legacy quantity items available in standard. So let's go ahead and run this decently rippy Minotaur map while we talk about this. So I've been working on this character for a couple of leagues. It started out with people harassed me to play MF builds for years, right? And I always said no, because I didn't like the concept, I didn't like MF, whatever it might have been. I didn't want to play with a headhunter, all of that stuff, right? Eventually I gave in, and this is the result of once I gave in, this is the result of a couple leagues of playtime and grinding out currency and crafting mere tier quantity gear, and then I'm able to showcase it now all to you. So I have nearly perfect gear or very perfect gear in every single slot, and as you can tell, even in 3.7 with the changes and nerfs to Abyssal Jewels and whatnot, because of the Headhunter, it really doesn't matter. As long as you can kill a pack and get a couple buffs, you're good to go. It's just an insanely fast character dedicated to the concept of Magic Find, or MF, which is that you stack increased item quantity of drops so that you get more currency overall drops. It's stupid. The more you clear, the more you make. Right? Nothing too crazy there. And there's some damages. We did it. Great job. With the amount of currency that I've invested in this character, I can complete all content with this, but if you're just starting out with it, you're going to want to just farm, basic tier maps until you have enough currency to keep upgrading your gear. This is a long-term project to get to this level. Keep that in mind. You can play Windripper right away. You can play just as an elemental bow character, until you can get some stuff to start out a league with, but this is perfect endgame potential. Keep that in mind. Do not expect to have my level of damage or gear without investing the amount of currency and time that I have. Just keep that in mind, because I get a lot of comments about that, and it's just sad. So, Ascendancy-wise, what do we got? We are a Raider. Raider because it gives you a ton of defensive bonuses as well as offensive bonuses. Deadeye and Pathfinder, Pathfinder's defensive and offensive as well, but doesn't have Frenzy Charge generation, which means you have to use Blood Rage for Frenzies, and that sucks. Deadeye has no defensive mechanics whatsoever, it's just pure damage. And since we only have 4 to 5k life, 6k life, it's not ideal, so I went Raider. I get Quartz Infusion. Let's see, let me do this in order. Sorry, order of priority. Way of the Poacher gives you attack speed, frenzy charge on kill, and frenzy charge on hit. Great. Avatar of the Slaughter gives you movement speed, attack speed, and maximum frenzy charges. Lots of good stuff there. Quartz Infusion gives us dodge chance, phasing at maximum frenzy charges, phasing during onslaught, phasing on kill. And Avatar of the Veil. This gives us LE damage, movement speed, immunity to elemental ailments, which is what Pathfinder gets, but it's just up all the time for us, and 10% spell dodge. So we get attack dodge, spell dodge, immunity to ailments, and a ton of damage. Pretty great, right? As well as a bunch of movement speed. So your skill tree, depending on what league this is, this may look different for you. The updated guide will be always linked in the description of this video. There is a forum guide down there. If you just want the Path of Building pay spin and all the written out information, just check that link and you'll be good to go. But if you want to listen to me rant about all this stuff, feel free. So we got a bunch of life nodes here. Attack speed, life nodes. We got some new bow nodes with movement speed, damage with bows, great. As well as some cooldown for our blink arrow. Jewel sockets we'll go over in a second. So we got some more life nodes, projectile nodes, life nodes, frenzy charges, jewel sockets. Oh look, more life nodes. We got point blank, which gives us 50% more damage to targets at the start of their movement. So when I get up to, like I did the Minotaur, you get right up next to the enemy and just shoot them, you get that 50% more damage buff. It's pretty useful. More jewel sockets. Over here we got a bunch of crit multi with bows. Elemental penetration with weapons here, and LE damage with attack skills. My mana leech node, I only have one of these because it's all I need. I have enough damage that that's good. If this isn't enough for you, then maybe take the whole wheel. Depending on how much damage you do, you might need more. More life, more frenzies, more jewels. Crit multi over here. Crit multi with bows here. We have acrobatics and phase acrobatics for more dodge and spell dodge. Where is my dodge chance? I have 43% chance to evade. 64 with my Jade Flask, 46 dodge, 30% spell dodge. Pretty good defensive mechanics, even though I'm very squishy-ish. Jewel socket, life nodes. I have a life leech node here, attack damage leeches life. And then I got more jewels, more frenzies, more elemental penetrative weapons, some more life nodes. Guess what? Some more attack speed, some more life, some more quicker multi, and more jewels. I apparently don't have this jewel allocated for some reason. I should probably fix that. Let's see, what can I get rid of? I don't know why that wasn't allocated, my apologies. I should have had more damage for that run. Okay, so jewels. Jewels are interesting for this character because we are Windripper. Windripper has relatively low damage, so you're gonna wanna get a bunch of flat damage on your jewels, basically. So most of my jewels are just triple damage, quadruple damage, like this. Damage, multi, attack speed. Damage, multi, attack speed. Let's see what this one is. Oh look, damage, 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 multi. Like, if you want more damage on a Windripper character, you invest into your Abyssal Jewels. They are your damage. That combined with like Heralds and whatnot and haste and all of your attack speed and frenzy charge multipliers, these are what gives you your base damage. You want to get as many of these as possible. Prioritize multi, prioritize flat lightning and flat cold. Fire damage is great as well. But triple damage multi, triple damage attack speed, triple damage or double damage accuracy multi, and triple damage multi. Great. Pretty simple, right? You just invest heavily into your jewels and you will get a shitload of damage. As for bandits, you're going to want to kill a Lyra. Basically every crit build in the game kills a Lyra because of the free crit multi and all res. So do that. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the actual gear. So we're using 2 uniques. I guess 3 uniques. Windripper, which just allows you to get quantity of items dropped by slaying frozen enemies. That's why you need that cold damage on jewels, so you can shatter. Anything that you shatter gets increased rarity and quantity. Great. For movement speed choices, we use Queen of the Forest. The more legacy queens you can get, the better. Go as far back as you can for Queen and for Windripper. This gives you movement speed per evasion rating. So the more evasion rating you have, the more movement speed you get from this. So I have 39k with the Jade Flask up, which casts me out. It also allows me to achieve the full movement speed bonus. So I go pretty freaking fast. In addition to having Onslaught and all that other good stuff, you know, it's just really fast. The other unique is a Headhunter if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, use Abysscos. It gives you Rampage and movement speed and rarity, great. But Headhunter is what makes this build stupidly OP for map clear. Like, we have enough damage to kill packs. I can do Shaper even with Headhunter equipped, but for map clear speed, I equipped this to go stupid zoom. And then the rest of your gear, I guess I have one more unique, sorry. Rigwald's Quills is the last thing. You don't need this. You can use a Drill Neck, you can use a rare Shaper Quiver with +1 arrow, but the Projectile's Fork is a decent amount of clear speed. If you just want pure single target damage, I recommend using a quiver that looks like this. This is just pure damage quiver. Shaped Quiver, +1 arrow, additional, or crit multi-accuracy wed, frenzy charge generation, as well as penetrations with elemental damage is really good. But Rigwald's is your all-around clear thing, and then you just use this for like boss farming if you want to do that. If you have enough investment, you can farm Uber Elder and Shaper with this. I've done them, the videos are in the forum guide. The rest of your gear, if you're in Standard, will be Legacy 20% quantity items. Like, I've made all of my own quantity items from scratch, or from triple T1 suffix prefix bases. They were really painful and incredibly expensive to do. All of those crafting videos are linked in the forum guide, I think. If they're not, I'll add them later. But yeah, that gives you a lot of quantity, right? So we got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 quant, and then we get the additional 25 from here, so we're at 145. And then I have a level 22 item quantity for another 45, so we're at 190% quantity. The only improvements that I can make is a level 21, 23 item quantity. That'll give me 46, so I'll be 191. And then I can get item quantity corrupted on a Headhunter, which has to be item level 84 or higher. I have double corrupted 6 so far, and none of them have gotten item quantity yet. There is currently 1 item quantity Headhunter in the entire game as of this video's posting, so kind of annoyed that I haven't gotten one yet, but I will eventually, and then I'll have it. But until that happens, I'm just going to use this shiny foil one. But yeah, your rares will be quantity, life resist, basically, right? Accuracy if you need it, dex if you need it, whatever. Get as much damage as you can on your rings and your amulet. Resist, quantity, all that good stuff. Again, all of these are in my mirror thread. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. I've been mirroring these out for a couple leagues now. I have, as of this video's recording, about 360 plus mirror services. I think over 100 of them are on this helmet, and maybe another like 50 to 60 on the rest of the quant gear. So this character has maybe a hilarious amount of currency. I've also dropped a mirror on it and a couple 100 plus X, so you know, just decent stuff there. But helm enchant, you're going to go for Tornado Shot, additional projectiles. If that's your main skill, you can use Rain of Arrows, you can use Scourge Arrow, you can use Ice Shot, Lightning Arrow, whatever. It doesn't matter, you're playing a bow character. It's interchangeable. If you don't like Tornado Shot, use different skill. If you want to use Barrage and something else, feel free. Glove enchant, you're going to want Commandment of Fury or of Spite or of Reflection. Fury kills things for you, Spite gives you a defensive chill effect around you if you get hit, and then Reflection gives you a clone to distract enemies. Any of those work. Boot enchant, you're going to want 10% pen if you haven't killed recently. This is for single target applications. If you just want pure clear speed, go for the 10% movement speed if you haven't been hit recently. That works too. Quiver corruption, additional arrow, or flat damage to attacks is great. If if you can't afford any of this gear, none of the MF gear, you don't have any currency, all that good stuff, you can use a Death's Harp or Death's Opus bow. You can use a Chin Soul. You can use any of the unique bows that have decent DPS. Those will all work. Quiver wise, you can use a rare quiver with like crit multi, life resist, doesn't matter. Drill neck works just fine. Boot slot, if you don't have legacy quantity gear, you go for gold worms. They have quantity on them. Boot or belt, if you don't have a headhunter, you go for Biscos. Gloves, if you don't have a quant base, you go for Sedima's Touch. Or if you just want damage, you can go like Tomb Fist. Rings, you can get Venters with life resist quant. Amulet, you can do a shaped amulet with 10% quant on it, or a Biscos. Shaper amulet is better. Helmet, you can use a Devotos to go fast, or just a rare with life resist. Those are your alternative options if you can't afford all of these like expensive shits, you know? And then as for your flask, you need a Jade Flask. For the evasion, you need a Diamond Flask with bleed immunity somewhere. So evasion or bleed are interchangeable on these two as long as you have it somewhere. Dying Sun for the projectiles. Vingtars, don't use this in League, use it Series Promise in League. If you have a Legacy Vingtars in Standard, go for a damage to attacks. Or in Series Promise, you know? And then movement speed, because gotta go fast. If you're running with an Aurabot, I recommend carrying some kind of Watcher's Eye. I have this. If I have an Aurabot next to me, I have base crit multi with anger. It's just base crit multi, and fire pen. Ideally, it would be base crit multi, and added cold with hatred, but that currently doesn't exist online or offline in any league, and if it did, it would probably cost me a couple hundred or a couple thousand X. So eventually, if that ever pops up, I'll get it. Or if somebody manages to get one in league, great. But yeah, I fucking love this character. It's ridiculous. It's hilariously expensive to get to this level of min-maxing, but I would say it's worth it. If you really love MF Windripper and you just want to like get to that point, this is a character that you can do that's on. You can make currency with it, you can farm stupidly fast, and you can just show off with all of your fancy alt arts as well. Like, I'm at a point where I've skin transferred every single piece of gear with alt arts. Shadows and Dust, Soul Thirst, Blood Dance, Black Gleam, Winter Heart, Dodre's Damning, Thousand Ribbons, Leupoval, Gold Rim, and a Quill Rain, as well as my freaking weapon offhands for leveling gems are skin transfer with Prismatic Eclipse alt art and Red Beak alt art. Cause min-maxing. I even skin transferred my Diamond Flask in my Quicksilver Flash just cause they were boring. I don't think there's a Jade Flask I can put on this. But yeah, I don't know. If you have any questions about this character, leave them in the comments or the forum guide. I'll get back to you. I don't know. This character's dumb, and I love how much time and effort I put into it over the last couple leagues just to get it to this point. I'm very proud of it, and I'm very happy that it's this OP. But if you have any other questions, I already said that. Sorry, I'm tired. Oh god, what am I supposed to say next? YouTuber things. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe already if you haven't. Forum guides in the description. If you want to support me in what I do, my Patreon is linked in the description of this video. You can grab some merch as well. You can check out Humble Bundle and buy some games there, or you can check out MeUndies and get some discounts for that. I'm sponsored by all of those things. Yeah, thank you to my Patreons for helping support me as I go, as well as my Twitch subs. And if you want to keep up with my community, you can follow me on Twitter or join my Discord, link in the description. Or come visit me on stream. I don't know, up to you. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video, and that'll be Demi out.